Stop now. No, nothing can move you.
Well, good evening, Facebook, YouTube. This is your boy, Bob TV Brown, the host of the Bobby Brown Show. I'm not going to keep you too long up here because I do want to get to as you guys already know, I'm dealing with a lot of stuff with some family members in Virginia. A cluster of them. Fully vaccinated, but they got the vaccine. I mean, they got COVID. Fully vaccinated, but got COVID. I just want to talk to America. And I know I'm just one small voice. You know, I only can make a mark on the world that can't be erased in my zone, in my particular area. And this is one particular area, one particular community that I can talk to people. You know, I'm not the type of person that, you know, I do my best to love all people, even though they're unlovable. I teach people how to deal with difficult people, especially loving difficult people, on my other channel, The Winner with Love with Bobby. I do a series of teaching on how to deal with difficult people or how to love the unlovely. Even those who are trying their best to do you wrong, there's still some kind of hope in some of them. I can't say all of them. Some of them don't want any help. Some of them are just going to be flat-footed in their ways and not going to change. And they'll kill you before they allow you to change them. Those people, you just can't get too stressed out. I love all people. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter your color. It doesn't matter your stature. It doesn't matter how you choose to live your life or the way you want to be or how you believe you are. You know, my whole thing is don't be trying to force all that stuff on me, because I'm going to look past that. I'm not going to look at you for face value. There's a scripture, and I know y'all like me using scripture, but there's a scripture say we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, but principalities, powers, rulers of darkness, wicked spirit in high places. I'm not looking at you. I realize the real you is your spirit. It's the spirit of man that I care about. All that exterior stuff, it shouldn't be a factor, because we all are human. We all fall short. We all mess up. We all have difficult decisions to make. We all have to allow people to make those decisions on their own. We can't be dictators. We can't be authoritarians. We can't be trying to pressure and shame and guilt people because they don't think the way you think. And convince a person above their will is of the same opinion still. Forcing them to do something don't mean they're going to go with you on it. Don't mean they really believe that. I was watching WWE, some old WWE clips with my man CM Punk, and he was telling John Laurinaitis, and he said, "You want me to tell you in front of these people that I respect you? This is what you want me to do. Tell these people that I respect you." Now, these people, most of these people ain't going to believe it, even if I say it. So if that's what you want, I respect you. There you go. You got it. Don't mean these people going to believe you. And don't believe that I believe myself. You want this doesn't mean I want this. And I'm not going to submit to this. So again, I got family members that's dealing with COVID, and a lot of these people are vaccinated, yet they're still getting infected. Now, I recently told you guys I got vaccinated even after talking against this thing. It wasn't that and I'm not pro-vaxxed, and I'm not anti-vax. And to shame people because they're anti-vax, or to shame people because they pro-vax, that doesn't do anything. People are of their own life, their own opinion, their own ways. Thank God we're in America. Even though we're slowly turning fascist and probably going full fascist in a whole lot of ways, because here in New York City, they actually are mandating that you have to have what they call the Excelsior Pass, which is no more than having putting up a sign that says whites only. You going around saying vaccine only. Vaccine only can come to this basketball game. Vaccine only can come eat dinner in here. Vaccine only can go to school here. Vaccine only can work here. It's medical Jim Crow. And it's the right wing and the left wing, pretty much left wing, and even some progressives that are speaking out this mess, that's supporting this mess. Let me calm down. So what do you do when you're vaccinated and you catch COVID? Well, you got to understand before you get the vaccine. So people who haven't gotten the vaccine, I'm not telling you not to get it, because I got it. I regret it. They're not going to get another shot in my arm. I don't care how many different kind of variants they got going on. Because we are following this thing in real time. We don't know what the future holds. Now somebody going to tell me, well, you got, the vaccine help you deal with long-term COVID. Long-term COVID. You do realize if they would allow you to take unconventional methods, what they call wartime methods, battlefield methods of taking what doctors were using that was working, which, yes, it wasn't approved. So having the vaccine just got approved, thanks to pressure from the federal government on the FDA, which is a federal government agency. Battlefield medicine. If you take battlefield medicine within the first days of COVID, it will eliminate a lot of that long-term COVID mess, because your body would never get to the position where COVID would ravage it. It's like catching a flu or catching a bad cold, and you had no medication to subside the symptoms to the point where the bacteria, the virus, or whatever dies out. Now, I'm not a medical person. There's some things just plain common sense. They have ways, proven ways, to kill the virus. But yet, as you understand about the vaccine, the main purpose of the vaccine, by the way, if they tear this down, you can find it on BitChute. I'm moving on to a couple other platforms where you get the freedom of speech, because I'm about done with YouTube. I am very done with YouTube. I'm going to be moving on to another streaming service. Give me a second. Another streaming service called Brand New Tube. Look it up, Brand New Tube. Not on Rockfin, and I'm not trying to pressure myself to get on Rockfin. What do you do when you are vaccinated yet you still catch the virus? Now, look, understand. You're going to catch a virus. Just because you got the shot doesn't mean you're not going to catch COVID. Vaccines and bacteria are oftentimes exterior. That's why you just used to, when the height of the crisis took place, people was taking Lysol and spraying their jacket down. There was, because it's on the outside and it gets on the inside. Somebody have to cough it out of them. Somebody have to sneeze it out of, or they cough it on your clothes, and you know, and or you sit somewhere and it's, you know, it's already on somebody, you know, and it gets on your clothes, and you taking off your jacket, and all of a sudden it gets in your nose and gets in your mouth. So nobody's saying that there's a cure for it. But yet a lot of people think, just I got a vaccine, I'm cured, and nothing can happen to me. Yeah, it can happen to you, and it will happen to you. But pretty much the whole point of getting the vaccine is because the vaccine has been proven. It has been proven to subside the symptoms to the point where you can recover better. Never mentioned that it kills the virus. Never said to get rid of the virus on the inside of you. And if it do, give me the link so I could take a look at it. I need to know whether it actually kill viruses, because there are other methods they're not telling you about it that will actually kill the virus in you. They're hoping the virus will die off, that you can minimize its opportunity to duplicate itself within the respiratory system, where it can prevent a cataclysmic, I can't even say the word, storm, putting you in a position where you have high ammonia. Eventually you're going to need a ventilator. And if, you know, and God hope you stay alive, and if not, que sera, sera. You hear me, right? I hope you can hear me. Okay. All right, let me see if I could play this. All right, I'm sorry, guys. So what I was saying, yeah, thank you, Kid Revels. My man used to work with me on the old job. Yeah, it's a cataclysmic cytokine storm. Now, there was doctors at the beginning of this in New York that found treatment that they use, that's been known to be used in foreign countries, that actually kills the virus if you treat it early, but they don't want that information to get out. That's why my problem isn't with Cuomo and the women. And I know people say it should be a problem. I mean, it's a problem, but the main problem is you sticking these COVID ravaged patients into nursing home with people who are vulnerable to COVID the most. That makes you a murderer. If I put you in a jail cell with somebody who is a murderer and gets off on murdering, and you leave him a knife and you throw me in the cell, if that man kills me, you're responsible. Governor Cuomo need to be locked up. He's trying to take the easy way out, and Letitia James better not let him take the easy way out. But let me get back to the story. Let me see. Let me put the display up. Give me a moment. So Reverend Jesse Jackson got the Pfizer vaccine, and
today, the Reverend Jesse Jackson got his first dose of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine. He's hoping that by doing so, he can help to convince seniors and people of color to also get vaccinated. Our John Garcia has that story.
Now, fair use. Fair use. Fair use. Matter of fact, let me bring that up. Give me a moment. Right. Or any profit from its distribution. Copyright disclaimer on Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright status or statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. This work contains original work of commentary and critical analysis. Quotations are attributed to the original authors and its source. Now, going back to this, let me bring this up. Now, I don't know if you can see this, and I don't know if you can hear this.
Today, the Reverend Jesse Jackson got his first dose of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine. He's hoping that by doing so, he can help to convince seniors and people of color to also get vaccinated. Our John Garcia has that.
So the point that he's being used as a tool to influence. Jesse Jackson is an influencer, and they want to use him as an influence. Pfizer wanted to use him as an influence. The federal government want to use him as an influence. He wanted to use his popularity to influence other seniors and the black community, any other community that kind of trust him, to trust in these efforts. So what do? He get vaccinated.
That story.
At 79 years old, suffering from Parkinson's disease, Reverend Jesse Jackson is considered a priority patient to receive the COVID-19 vaccine. But many in the healthcare community are also hoping the image of Jackson receiving the shot will help encourage more people in black and brown communities to follow his lead.
Vaccination.
So they used him as a tool to encourage black people. They say black and brown, but Jesse Jackson is no hero to most brown people. This is mainly black people that believe him and love him because he was with Dr. King, blah, blah, blah. But the point is, this dude got vaccinated, and he wanted to be used to convince black people to get vaccinated.
Now. Keep hope alive.
It's absolutely symbolically, massively important so we can show one of the greatest African American leaders in history that he's willing to get the vaccine, and he wants to inspire his people to come out and get the vaccine as well.
Hospital employees.
So in other words, we want to use this great black historic man to convince black people, because black people ain't buying it. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of people are buying that, and that's usually those old Negroes. They buying this thing. And I get it. I bought it too. I didn't buy it because of Jesse Jackson. I bought it for the fact that my mom's elderly and I wanted to spend some time with her. And you know, don't get me wrong, she don't act like she elderly. By the way, Cakes by Dottie. You want some of those hot cakes, Georgia cornbread, the whole 9 yard? You got to hit her up. hit me in the inbox. I'll hook you up with her. She'll ship you a nice cake anywhere in the country. Of course, I'm going to put my mom on. I love my mom. She decided to retire from her business, but she's bored at home. She started to say, I'm going to start my cake business. I've been convincing her to do this a long time ago, but sometimes we start late. I just started my media business late at my age. But Cakes by Dottie, you'll check out on Facebook, YouTube and all that. So back to our message. They want to use black folks. They got Juvenile out there talking about to vax that thing up. They had a concert out here not too far from where I live at with all the hip hop heads. Karis One, Nice and Smooth, you name it. It was a free concert out on the beach, but you had to get the shot. Can't go unless you get the shot. I can't believe black people are allowing themselves to participate in a new form of segregation, a new Jim Crow, medical Jim Crow. I can't believe Jesse Jackson is actually supporting this, but,
They say they're finding reluctance to take the shot even among their own employees. They've started a public relations campaign to overcome the historic distrust among many in minority communities when it comes to medicine and vaccines. Dr. Kazmika Corbett is a government scientist who was instrumental in the development of the Moderna vaccine.
Hesitancy comes with misinformation, but also lack of information.
Hesitancy comes from misinformation. You can give us the perfect information. We've seen so many ways how the medical community have done our community wrong. For an example, people say, we know about the Tuskegee Institute situation, and people trying to erase their history and say, well, they didn't give them any syphilis. You don't know that. And the victims of that don't know that. Let me explain something to you right now. You don't know if you got the COVID vaccine. You don't know if they gave you a placebo. You don't know what they gave you. You only can trust. You only can believe. And you think this is true. Well, you only trust that it's true. You only believe this is true. You can't see the science. You can't see the data. You're not a scientist. You're not a virologist. So you're trusting based on the media. You're trusting based on politicians. You're trusting based on religious leaders and community leaders. Matter of fact, Governor Cuomo, before he left, unrolled a program where he wanted the community leaders to go to your house, door to door, seeking you out to get the vaccine. I remember they had stories of going door to door, trying to find slaves, going door to door, looking for Jewish people so they can snuff them out. And shaming you, guilt tripping you if you haven't gotten it. Trying to make you think that you will be the reason for the murders. Well, let me say this. The vaccine is the reason for the murders. I mean, not the vaccine, the virus. The virus is the killer of people, not people. No more than guns kill people. It's stupid people with guns that kill people. A gun never walked up to somebody and shot him. A car never decided to I'm just going to kill somebody. No, it's always somebody behind it. It's always a person who made the wrong decision. Now, fast forward, I'm not going to get into that. They just talking, misinformation, black people not getting it because they've been misinformed. Let me tell you something. The misinformation that they claim that we got from Tuskegee Institute still make me don't want to get it. And I can understand why people don't want to get, and I'm saying a booster shot. I already got it. Okay? I got it and I regret it. Buyer's remorse, yes. Because they're going so bodyguard hard to get people this vaccine. Reverend Jesse Jackson and his wife have been hospitalized after testing positive for COVID-19. And him and his wife are both hospitalized. Doctors are currently monitoring the condition of both. The Rainbow Push Coalition said in a statement Saturday, anyone who has been around either of them for the last 5 or 6 days should follow the CDC guidelines. Jackson, 79, and his wife, Jacqueline, 77, are currently in Northwestern Memorial Hospital. Jackson received his first COVID shot in dose in January at an event to promote African American confidence in the vaccine. Well, you just messed it up. You just made it worse. And I don't fault him. Yeah, I do. Yeah. I fault him trying to take advantage and say, hey, I'm going to get it. No doggone well, he don't know what this thing is doing in his body and what this thing is doing, may do later on. I don't know. Let me tell you something, folks. Ever since I got that vaccine, I've had heart palpitations. Sharp pains in my back. Now, I'm not saying it's the reason the vaccine was the reason for it. I'm just saying ever since I got it, that's what I've been getting. So I got an appointment with my doctor to do a lung scan and things like that to check me out. It may not be the vaccine, maybe because I'm just getting old. But I didn't have these problems before I got the vaccine. Due to the more dangerous nature of the Delta variant, breakthrough infections for those who are vaccinated have been reported. Largely among those who are older are immunocompromised. So they figure this is the reason for him getting this is because it's Parkinson's disease, because he has some kind of sickness. Well, I know folks who've been getting this, don't have no sicknesses. At least they don't acknowledge it. Civil rights leader underwent successful surgery after being hospitalized for abdominal discomfort. He was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, a neurological disorder with no cure. So you got Jesse Jackson promoting to the black community and to the elderly community, trust me, I got the vaccine. You should do. No, I'm going to stand up in the cut. I can understand people like this. No, I'm going to stand up in the cut and see what's going to happen with you in a year. And there's a lot of people, and it's their right, it's their body, standing up in the cut, saying, I'm going to see what's going to happen with y'all who got the vaccine. And I'm looking at myself. I told my boy D, I was like, yo, D, because me and his girlfriend got the vaccine. So, I was like, yo, D, man, you going to see me and V downstairs looking like zombies, because the whole thing with the zombie apocalypse on Walking Dead was something happened where people automatically, nobody bit nobody at that time. It was something in their system, I guess, that caused them to turn into zombies. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen. But I was just joking around. I like D up in, D live way high in apartment building. So he going to be seeing us wandering down, walking around like zombies. And one of us knock on the door, he going to have to take the hard shot. And I'm not talking about a COVID shot. I'm talking about a bullet in the head. A hard choice to see his friend and his girlfriend. These people are getting these vaccines, and it's their prerogative. Because the reason people are getting a vaccine is because they're scared. This thing can kill you if you don't treat it. Now, majority of the people, according to the CDC and the WHO and all that, will be able to beat it without a vaccine, but they're still going to continue to push you to get vaccinated. But people are still scared. Today is the day I lost my good friend a year ago, who always checked on me every day from Florida to see if I was okay, because we were the epicenter. You all right? You good? And then she caught it. And I told her what the doctor gave me to beat COVID. In me. I'm not saying it's a cure, but to beat the COVID in me. The COVID was in my body, and the medication that I took isolated it and killed it before it can duplicate and cause real damage. And that's where the long-term COVID issues come from, because you're not really dealt with the COVID itself. You dealt with this ability to ravage your body. Your immune system began to deal with the COVID, pushing it back long enough for it to die on its own, maybe, or to subside it, where it can't mess you up. We saw here the FDA approve first COVID-19 vaccine. Of course, that's the the Pfizer. Moderna is not approved. Understand this, folks. Just because you approve it doesn't mean people going to say, oh, then it's good to go. I can go get my shot now. People, you got to make that decision. If you trust the FDA and they approve it and you want to go get the shot, by all means, go for it. That's your choice. But don't you dare start shaming somebody else because they don't trust the FDA, because it was the FDA that then pushed the alternative medication. Fauci says anecdotal. Doctors telling you, inviting you to the practice to look at their patients, to look at their blood level, look at the situation they went through, to talk to them because they don't want them to, because of the HIPAA law, people can't go around doing testimonial videos. They only can do what Jesse Jackson's doing. I took this medication and it got rid of COVID for me in my body. It's not a cure. It doesn't get rid of COVID, but it got rid of it in my body. Now I'm COVID free. Doesn't mean I can't catch it again, but if I do, I know how to deal with it. I know what I need to take in order to kill it in my body. And people go around saying, well, it's not FDA approved. Well, the COVID-19 vaccine for almost 6 months was not approved. But everybody ran in that line to get a shot, including moi. And I regret it. And I'm not getting a booster shot. And they're going to continue, I'm telling you folks, to try to go from 75%. These people want 100% participation, which you'll never get 100% participation in the medical field. People can't, because they're allergic to certain things that may be in the medicine. Governor Cuomo, we got 75+% people that got the shot. He wants to get in the 90s. Well, thank God he won't be doing it, because he is out of here. The Grim Reaper is out of here. The Grim Reaper, handsy, touchy, And let me finish this and let you guys go. Daily vaccination rates are rising among Americans getting their first shot, officials say. The reason the rise is going up is because y'all playing the fear game. And don't get me wrong, COVID untreated is a fear game. COVID untreating is a fear game. Left untreated, it can affect your body long term, if not kill you. So you got to find a way to treat it. I'm always saying vaccine is one way to treat it, but it's not the 100% miracle drug that they claim it to be, because you still can catch it and you still can get infected. Most people still going to get hit hard with it after an infection. Jesse Jackson is the proof. Yet he wanted to be held as a spokesperson for black people to get this vaccine, and it affected him and his wife in the hospital right now. Now, there's one doctor, I can't find a video, I posted up another day. The doctor said, look, you got to understand the combination between a high tech, according to Bill Gates, a high tech, that's what the mRNA, whatever they want to call it, high tech solution to battling disease in the body, oftentimes can default, short circuit. Training your body immune system to become stronger, but oftentimes it can get weak. In other words, it's designed to make you strong, but it's no 100%. It can end up weakening your immune system. And with the combination, especially dealing with COVID, of the mask, and I wear a mask, and I always wear a mask. I only take it out when I'm by myself, not around a bunch of people. But I'm not an anti-masker. I wear a mask. But I'm not going to wear the mask 24 hours a day. The combination, your lungs, your respiratory system have to get a certain daily amount of oxygen every day to keep your lungs healthy. And the masks do restrict oxygen. You're not getting your full oxygen. You don't believe me? Take it off. And see the big difference between breathing with a mask on and breathing without a mask on. And then you're breathing in the particles from the fabric and whatever dirt and all that stuff that might be getting on fire. Not saying that it don't work to help fight and deal with COVID. It does. But you got to understand the truth about some of these matters. So when COVID gets in and your lungs already haven't been getting the oxygen that it need, and then you got something that may not be working to its capacity like it's supposed to, you can end up in a situation kind of like a Jesse Jackson. They say it's slim to none that this will happen. Well, they can't say none, but they say this is a low number of people that go through this. But yeah, but I don't know if that low number of people might be me. Like I said, you only can tell me it's not going to be me, and I have to believe it. What if I don't? Possibilities of COVID-19 vaccination breakthrough infections. COVID-19, this is from CDC. Vaccine protect people from getting affected. Vaccine, they probably update this soon because they're always updating because they don't know everything either. But everybody wants to say, trust science. And I do trust certain factors of science. I trust that you're going to be true about your science. I don't trust science. I trust that when you do science, that it comes out legit. But I don't trust all science. You know, they done came out with so many kind of medications that long term end up hurting you more than helping. Why do you think we got all these commercials going out and say, if you have been taking this medication, call 411 law or whatever? Why do you think they keep doing that? It's the best way to slow the spread. I see these things. I agree. It's the best way to slow the spread. The vaccine helps slows the spread. Why? Because it prevents you from becoming so bloated with the virus that you're very infectious. Now let me go over here. I'm almost done, guys. What does getting COVID feel like for the fully vaccinated? This is according to The Guardian. As the number of recorded coronavirus infection in the UK rises again, we spoke to 3 people about their experience of catching COVID despite having been fully vaccinated, and how it affected their daily lives. You can read that article. Like I said, some no problem. It keeps the symptoms down where the COVID won't begin to flare up and begin to duplicate itself to cause an issue. It subsides, or it limits its ability to morph or to duplicate. Fully vaccinated people are still getting infected with COVID. Experts explain why. People who are fully vaccinated against COVID are hardly protected against severe infection, hospitalization, and death caused by the virus. But coronavirus cases among the fully vaccinated, so-called breakthrough COVID cases, are still being seen among those who have had 2 doses. Then here we go. While it's rare, let me tell you something. 5, 10 to me is not rare among millions. 5, 10 among millions. Well, that's still a problem. Because you don't know who the next 5, 10 gonna be. Now, this is what I talked to you last week. I want to say this because even though you're vaccinated, the virus is still out there. There's no eradication of the virus. Just like there's no eradication for smallpox. There's no eradication for most of the major diseases out here. Some of them, there's some cure for you where you can't get affected, but doesn't mean it's not out there. And this vaccine is not a cure. It's a help. It's a treatment. It's a long-term treatment that prevents you from getting sick and die or getting hospitalized. But yeah, there's a chance that you still could get sick and you still can be hospitalized. And who knows what can happen? It could happen even worse. Now, going untreated, period, is dangerous. Walking around like you ain't got a care in the world and you ain't gonna catch it is dangerous. I'm telling you to get your guard. If you're not gonna take the vaccine, which is your prerogative, and now we're gonna start seeing some things come out about these vaccines. Like we're starting to see now, Jesse Jackson was one of the most prominent figures to get hospitalized after testing positive, after having 2 dosage. Him and his wife. I've had 2 dosage. But see, I put myself in a position where I'm going back to what helped me in the first place. When I first caught COVID at the end of March 2020, doctor gave me some meds. I've been using those meds, and it carried me throughout the whole. And look, I'm in New York. I'm in the subway system. I'm on the streets of New York, man. Even though there was a time where it was dead as a doorknob, but I got myself around people, and I don't know if they got it or not. So I prepare myself daily with this regimen. Now, Eastern Virginia Medical School, a legitimate school in Virginia, educating and teaching people how to become doctors, nurses. Here's what they call the MARC treatment protocol, COVID care protocol. They don't tell you about this. The CDC ain't telling you about this. The World Health Organization don't want you to know about this. Why is that? Here's their protocol. They have various ways to deal with COVID. Effective ways of dealing with COVID. Effective ways. Effective ways. Different types of medicine that they tested. Ivermectin, benefit. Now, let me go down here to the actual protocol that been given in the medical facility there. I think they got a list of their protocol that they give to them. You guys can download this yourself. You can email me and I send it to you. Let me see if I can get to that part. Do I have it up here? Staying long, boy. So folks been studying these things. I'm just trying to help you. I'm just saying, even after you got vaccinated, have a backup plan. See, Jesse Jackson probably didn't have a backup plan because he probably assumed that's all, folks. I got a vaccine. I'm good. And no, you better make sure. Okay, I got it right here. Sorry about that. EVMS, Critical Care COVID-19 Management Protocol. Developed and updated by Paul Marique, MD, Chief of Pulmonary and Critical Care Medicine at Eastern Medical College of Virginia, North Virginia. I used to live about 30 minutes from there. August 1st, 2020. And here's the protocol. Prophylactic. What you can do to kind of help you deal with it. Not saying there's still no cure. Still can't say you can't get it. But what you can do now to help you fight it off early. They have a prophylactic part, vitamin C, quercetin, like I told you before, zinc. If you're having trouble sleep, get you some melatonin, D3. Then this is for symptomatic patients, those who probably within their 5 days to 10 days, and the doctor tell you to stay at home and monitor your oxygen, and if it get worse, come in. Well, do you got anything for me to take, doc? Get some Tylenol, some Theraflu. Bruh, you ain't gonna set me up. And don't let them set you up. At home, here's some things you can take to help deal with it. Now, they got ACQ not recommended because they made it controversial, but low doses of ACQ, you have to talk to your doctor about this. But most of this stuff up here are vitamins and supplements. If you got mild symptoms and you're at the hospital, here you go. Here you go. This is treatment for the severely people. So guys, you can go to Eastern Medical College for Virginia and download this information, or you can email me at BobTVNYC and I will email you information from Eastern Medical College of Virginia and a top doctor there at the college. Now, let me say this. Let me come back up here. Got family members. I've given this protocol to family members, and within days they get better. Within days they're back to normal. Not saying it's a cure. Not saying that at all. But it is another way of treatment for COVID. It's another way of treating you if you live in an area that's ravaged with COVID. There's a way you could try to prophylact yourself. No guarantee you're not going to catch it, but it helps just as good, if not better in some cases, than a vaccine. Why? Because you treat yourself within the first few days of finding out you're affected. You start getting some symptoms, you go to the doctor and they say you have it. Immediately, you don't have to sit at home and wait till things get worse like they told us to do in 2020 at the beginning. You got something that's going to help you out. You can take something right now. Right now, Jesse Jackson and anybody who gets the virus after, they can't take the vaccine until they clear. And then now they're ready to take. Jesse Jackson had the vaccine. Had a friend of mine, Shaquilla in Vegas. She caught COVID. Gave her this protocol. She back to normal. My twin cousins in Florida. back to normal. I didn't preach against the vaccine. I said you get the vaccine, but you do realize it was a full test run at that time. It was a full test run. They let you know that, hey, this is pretty much a trial phase. It's not FDA approved. Now it's FDA approved. The Pfizer vaccine is FDA approved, but that don't make you confident to get it that much more. To some people, it's not going to mean nothing. So in the meantime, if you're still not confident that the vaccine is going to help you, don't sit there and act like nothing's going to help you. There's stuff out there that can help you. And I want you to get the help that you need. I'm sitting up here right now. I'm looking at I got this sand husk from Amazon. They keep sending it to me every month. I had to slow it down because, zinc stays in your body a long time. So, you notice those who take a lot of zinc don't catch a lot of colds. Vitamin C is also good, high dosage of vitamin C. I use the vitamin C powder, put it in my lemonade or my tea. But I got tons of this stuff that I take every day because even though I got the vaccine, I do realize you still can catch the virus. And I do realize some people it's going to really hurt them bad even after they got the vaccine. And yeah, maybe a low chance, but I don't know if I can be part of that low. I'm not going to sit here and assume that that's for the older people. That ain't going to happen to me. I would never put myself in a position that it can't happen to me because it can. Now, I'm almost done. Let me say this. Your boy Bob TV, Bobby Brown, is not anti-vax. I'm just not 100% sold on this one, and I've gotten a vaccine. I'm so not 100% sold on the long-term effects of this vaccine, as well as the so-called long-term benefits of the vaccine. I'm not sold on it to the point that you can yell about all the different variants. You're not going to get another shot at me. I knew that there are things that worked for me before you even came up with a vaccine. And that don't mean it stopped working because you came up with a vaccine. To some of you people, you got the vaccine, have that backup plan. Don't assume you're in all clear. Have that backup plan. Have something that's going to affect you. It is proven from these medical colleges, Eastern Medical College of Virginia, St. Francis, Northwell Hospital, NYU Langone. I can go on and on and on about these regimens, how it have been effective in saving people from going into the hospital. Way before you got the vaccine. Way before the vaccine was created. So my whole point of this is Jesse Jackson, who was used as a tool to convince black people. And look, he was willing to use himself. He volunteered to be a tool of influence to influence black people to get the vaccine. Well, black people, as you see, you can get the vaccine. Some it'll help, some it may not help. It is definitely proved it'll help most people stay out of hospital. It's definitely proved it'll help most people not have major symptoms. Never said it'll kill it out of your body. Never tell you, they can't tell you the long-term effects in the next 5 years because we only into year 1 of using this. And they're going to say, hey, did we test it on people? Yeah. How long? You came up with it too quick. You're willing to distribute it too quick. And you're ready to dump on, trash, humiliate anybody else who don't. And I say, shame on you. Shame on you trying to legislate laws that's going to hurt people because they don't trust the vaccine. Shame on you. And yeah, what happened to this is my body stuff. It's my body, for you people who, want to get abortion, stuff like that. It's my body, it's my decision. Well, the abortion don't affect other people. You can infect other, man, go ahead with that stuff, man. Kill that noise with that stuff. It's not the unvaccinated people that's causing people to die. It's the vaccine that's causing people to die. And as you can see, you can be vaccinated and still catch the vaccine and cause people to die. You, the vaccinated, can cause the unvaccinated people to die just as well as the unvaccinated people are responsible for causing the unvaccinated to die. Go ahead with that bull crap, man. We're in America. Shame on anybody that go around knocking on doors to seek out who haven't been vaccinated. It's none of your business. Shame on any federal agency, shame on any mayor, any governor, shaming and forcing people to not be able to go in the grocery store and get some food, to not be able to go into a restaurant. It's a lot of restaurant owners ain't doing this. They want their money. So they saying, look, you can come in. And shame on you, you're going to try to penalize them because they want to open their doors to the unvaxxed? Are you out your freaking mind? Shame on you. You're trying to turn America into 1940s Germany. My birthday coming up, and I plan on going to, I'm a wrestling fan. I know it's fake sports, but whatever. I like it still. Some of y'all watch the stories. Get off my back. AEW is coming to town, and it's supposed to be a sold-out event at the Off the Ash Center. I plan on going for my birthday. If y'all, now I can go in because I got the vaccine. I can show my card. But shame on you telling somebody else they can't go in. They got a mask, let them go in. You can't go in. You discriminating, man. It's medical discrimination. I can't have a good night out because I ain't got I didn't get the shot. What the hell is wrong with y'all, America? There's laws, there are international laws against that. But then again, America always violate international laws. They don't give a crap. We so freaking powerful. Who gonna check us? Well, American people need to check you. And I'm checking you. Now, I'm not that powerful. I'm just a regular guy. I got a job like everybody else. I got a business on the side. Like your boy, Pinky on Friday said, please, dude, don't kill me. I got 5 kids. I got a girlfriend, wife on the side. I'm just a regular man. I got a full-time hustle, and I got a hustle on the side that I'm trying to make full-time so I can make my full-time hustle part-time, just like most of you. I worked in the labor field before. I union organized. I political organized before. I'm just like you. A man who wants to make the most for himself and his family and the people that he loves. A man who's doing whatever he can for his friends, family, and the people that he loves. That's me, just like you. And you got this crooked, God-forsaken, ungodly government trying to apply fascist tactics on American people because they're freaking scared of the vaccine, scared of the virus. Well, I'm not gonna buy into that. You're gonna tell people they can't work there no more because they don't, because in the state of New York, if you work in the federal government, you go get the vaccine or you ain't gonna have no job. What is wrong with you? What my job got to do with that? I can still do my job with a mask on. In New York, they try to mandate that if you don't get vaccinated, you ain't going to have no job. Blasio. Can't go have a drink unless you got their Celsius pass. Well, kiss my Celsius. Folks, whether people are anti-mask or mask, love on them. Shaming them ain't going to do nothing. It's not going to convince them to get the mask. It ain't going to convince them to not wear the mask if you shame them. Stop. Anti-vax, it don't matter. Stop. You need to worry about your own house. You need to worry about your own fare. Some of you probably having issues with your husband or your wife. You're probably having issues with kids, and you worry about what somebody else do outside of your house. Take care of your own house. Get your nose out of mine. I'm Bobby Brown with the Bobby. I didn't expect this to go long. I had to get this off my chest, man. I just want to make sure you guys know that there are other ways that's out there that can help you deal with that. The vaccine from Pfizer or Moderna or Johnson & Johnson or, Kupla, whatever, they can come out with one every week. Doesn't mean it's the only way to battle this. There's many ways to battle this, and shame on the United States, and shame on every federal agency, and shame on every every politician trying to keep away other alternatives from you, trying to do everything they can to drive you to vaccine only, instead of letting you know that there's other ways out there to treat yourself if you end up catching COVID, because you're going to catch it. You probably already caught it and didn't even know. Your body was so strong enough to deal with the situation. Bada boom, bada bang. A few days later, you were back on your grind. Because that's how it is with most people. You get a little headache, got a little sweat, drink some orange, but some people not going to go through that. So they need to have some help. I'm not saying walk around like you're not taking anything. Or if you got any kind of symptoms, you don't take nothing for it. I'm just saying that there's not one way. There's multiple ways. There's multiple ways. And what you got to do is make sure that you got a plan A and plan B when it comes to dealing with this virus. And if you have been affected and you have beaten it, whether you're vaccinated now or there's nothing wrong with sharing your experience. But pulling down your drawers, knocking them down on the ground, knocking them out, you standing over them, pulling down your drawers and taking a dump on their face, don't help nothing. You cutting them out of your life. I don't have nothing to do with you no more. Or you can't come here. You can't do that with me. I'm done with you. Just cause that's how some of y'all was about Trump. How some of y'all are about Biden. You're throwing away your family over people who don't know you, ain't got nothing to do with you, and probably run you over if they had to. Anyway, this is Bobby Brown. Let me see who up here, man. All right. Let me see who's up here before I go. I got to go to work. Hey, Tatiana, how are you? Appreciate you as always. Yep, that's right. You got to go far beyond what you see on the outside of the person. Now, don't get me wrong. How you treat me, I'm going to deal with you about that. Rodney, what's up, bruh? I want to thank everybody who took time out to be on the show. ESP, Tomcat, thank you for being on the show. And I got to get out of here. Charles Butler. Yeah, and let me tell you something. I'm glad Charles Butler say this. I never been a fan of the flu virus. Now that I got this vaccine, I'm going to be more of a fan of not getting the flu virus. I don't know what... not flu virus, but the flu shot. I don't know what can happen with a combination of flu shot and this thing in my arm right now. So I'm chilling. You can like me, you can criticize me, you can do whatever you want. But as my grandma say, boy, baby, you got to believe God. You got to believe God. I'm trusting something higher. I'm not trusting these federal agencies. All y'all want to do is make money off of us. And one of my coworkers, Jason, man, Jason, shout out to Jason. Jason said, I didn't have to pay for the vaccine. I'm like, yes, you did. Yes, you did. It was part of the COVID relief package. What better way to get paid than get the money from the federal government? That's why some of you out here, your real estate agents, and I shouldn't tell you this, I need to market on this, but I'm always about helping somebody. The best way to get continued money if you're renting property is put seniors in there. People who are going to get a guaranteed check. Especially if they can get a check from the government to pay for their living needs. These wealthy companies know exactly what they're doing. They know they ain't got to ask you for $1 for that shot. The federal government is going to pay for it. My main problem is, why are you so urgent and so doggone dogmatic and bullyish about making sure I get the vaccine? Mind your doggone business. I'm Bobby Brown with the Bobby Brown Show. I'm out of here. I love you guys. Talk to you later. Like, subscribe, share, and more important, reach out. If you hear somebody who catch COVID, whether they're vaccinated or not, give them that plan B right there. It worked for me. That's all I can say. It worked for me through the height of COVID. I was sweating. I could not breathe. I lost weight probably in 3 days. Couldn't eat. But it got me through. 5 days. 5 days. I was good to go. Pay it forward. I'll let you later. Peace.